Hello and welcome to a chat about charging ingredients for spell work. So, why? Why do we need to charge them? Because they will all have their own energy. And that may, or some of the energy, or part of the energy may correspond with the spell that we are about to do. But until you tell that item or that ingredient what you want it to do, it'll just sit there. I'll give you two examples. One is one that I think you will recognize straight away. A candle is a candle until it is placed on top of a cake and happy birthday is chanted to it, because then it knows that it's to accept the wish of the person who blows it out. So there's your first little image. The next one is one that I actually said to my daughter, and she laughed so much. She said, "Oh, you've got to use that, Mum." So you've got all your ingredients, you're doing a spell for, say, self-esteem, and you're making a little pouch, and you've got everything ready, and you've got a lovely little pink maybe pouch, and into it you drop some rose petals, and then you drop some lavender, and maybe a rose quartz crystal, and then you seal it up. And in that little pouch, you've got rose, and you've got the rose quartz, and you've got the lavender, and we're all sitting there thinking, well, this is very nice. I'm now out of my jar. Have you got any idea what we're meant to be doing? No, not a clue. It's nice to be in here and out there, though, isn't it? And there they are, quite happily, chattering away to themselves. Haven't got a clue why they're there, but yeah, it's quite nice. But they haven't got a clue what they're meant to be doing. So yeah, I hope that made you giggle as well, as much as it made my daughter laugh. But that is why you charge your ingredients. That is why you charge your spell work, because you are giving the ingredients, you are giving them their purpose so they understand what they are going to do for you. If you are making a spell, so I will start right at the beginning now and say that when you are doing your spell work, you need to make sure that your items are cleansed before you charge them. Now, if this is say a plant, some sort of herb that you've grown in your garden or on your windowsill, and you've dried the ingredients and put them in a jar, and as you put them in the jar, you have cleansed them as you've done that, then you know that they're ready to go. If you're using items that you have bought or collected from nature, then you are going to need to cleanse them, and there are numerous methods of doing this. You can put them in salt. Obviously it depends on what it is, because obviously depending on what it is what you will use, because you wouldn't put a load of dried stuff in a thing of salt unless you were going to use the salt as well, in which case it would all work. But salt water you can use sunlight or moonlight. You can bury it in a plant pot filled with soil for a little while. Sound, clapping your hands or ringing a bell, chanting, humming, drumming, singing, just speaking. Smoke, obviously passing something through, some smoke if you can use smoke, either an incense or a loose incense. Over the top of a candle flame, you can use that. This is for cleansing at the moment. And you can use air or your breath. I cleanse you of negativity. I cleanse you and send it out into the universe to be transmuted. Very simple, very straightforward. So once you've got your items cleansed, I'm not going to go into great detail because obviously this is about the charging bit. And most people actually know how to cleanse, and there's lots of information out there. Rachel's books have actually got all of this information in them, so just dive in, especially charms and spells. So just get one of Rachel's books, basically. So charging is giving the object its purpose. It's saying to you, it's saying to the item, what shall I use? So yeah. So say I decide that I want to use this wand for a specific purpose. Now you can charge items permanently so that you only ever use them for that one thing, or you can do it each time. So you want to charge this one to help you with protection. So you could hold it, you could sing to it, you could just tell it, oh, I'm charging you so that you will help me with protection. Now that looks really simple, but the thing that I have done first, and I should have said this as well right at the beginning, and of course, because I'm so used to just doing it, you need to protect your own energy. You don't want to deplete yourself. You're not using your own core energy for any of this, whether it's cleansing or charging. You are going to link into, so you could link into the earth. My feet are on the ground, so I just immediately visualized my roots going down and linking in to earth energy. You don't have to use the earth. If you don't want to use earth energy, you can use air. Feel the movement of air around you. Take deep breaths in and use the energy of air. If you want to use water, if you're near the sea, brilliant, you can go and paddle or just stand near the edge. If you're near a river or a stream or a lake or a pond, you can do the same. You can just stand there. You've got the energy of water. If you're not, if you're in a third floor flat, you can do any of those with visualization. You've still got the earth under your building. You've still got the air circulating around you. You've still got water circulating around you in the environment. Just visualize yourself with those elements. You can use all three. If you're visualizing, you can use all three. You've got your feet on the floor, you've got water flowing around your feet, and you've got air flowing around your whole body. But yeah, use outside energy, not your own, when you are doing cleansing and charging. So yeah, having drawn the outside energy in, you tell the object very simply, I want to empower you today to help me with protection. It's as simple as that. Candles, again, like I said, a candle is a candle is a candle until you tell it what you want to use it for. So for this, you can write sigils. You could write a little, draw in a little shape. So if you were doing it for love, you could do a little heart. If you were doing it for prosperity, you could do a little pound or dollar sign. Whilst you're doing that, you're saying, I'm empowering you for prosperity. I'm empowering you for love. It's empowering, it's programming, it's enchanting, it's giving it a purpose. That is what charging your ingredients is all about. If you are using herbs, obviously I'm not going to enchant a whole pack of black peppercorns if I was doing a spell, but what you would do is you would just pick some out into your hand. Very simply, just a few in my hand. And again, for me, I would tend to use my breath. I tend to use my breath a lot when I'm doing cleansing and charging. And anything that you use for cleansing, you can actually use to charge. Just make sure that it's safe with whatever you're doing. Because obviously, I wouldn't immerse a candle in salt water because it would take an awful long time for it to dry out. And the same with peppercorns, they'd get very soggy, which you don't want in a spell. But yeah, I tend to use my breath. So I would cleansing you of negativity, sending it into the universe to be transmuted. You don't have to say transmuted and what, leave that up to the universe. If you want to, you can say love and light, or just light or positive energy. I tend to just leave it up to the universe because the universe knows an awful lot more than I do. Once I've done that, I would then channel that outside energy into my hand and just say, I am charging you for protection. And that's it. And then I would put it into whatever container I was going to be using. And that is I think, about it. This is quite a short womble, whatever for me. But it is very important, because if you don't empower, if you don't give them their purpose, then they will just sit in that spell bag and quite happily yatter away to each other without a clue. And your spell won't work. It just won't, because they haven't got a clue what they're meant to be doing for you. So yeah, that's what charging is all about. It's letting those items know why you're using them. There is going to be a blog, a written blog along with this. So if you want to have a look at that, please do. In the meantime, I will see you another time.